This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 539. They Don't Tell You. 12 Things New Parents Need to Know, Part 1, by Dan Schmidt with nerdfitness.com. And I'm your host, Joss Marie. Hola, and welcome back to the show that's all about helping you to optimize your relationships. And as you may already know, parenting posts are generally featured towards the end of the week. And on that note, today's post is by Dan Schmidt, who takes us through several important parenting facts you may not exactly hear about on a daily basis. And even if you don't have kids, Dan's post is definitely great food for thought. So let's get right into it and start optimizing your life. They Don't Tell You. 12 Things New Parents Need to Know, Part 1, by Dan Schmidt with nerdfitness.com. New parent? Thinking of having kids? Thinking of not having kids? Today, we're going to bring you some hard truths. I've just had my third child because I love being a dad so much. And there are still things that happen each day where I think, never knew that. Even though I've been a parent educator for years, I still get shocked about how little I know. I've spoken to hundreds of expectant mothers and fathers in antenatal classes, giving them the general rundown on pregnancy, birthing, raising kids, child development, and parenting. Today, you are getting the real scoop, the stuff I don't even cover there. The decision to go for completion of the parenting quest is not to be made lightly. We're going to arm you with the knowledge of traps, bosses, and challenges that lie ahead. Being prepared is key, so let's stock our inventory with some rarely passed on knowledge. They don't tell you. Pregnancy. It's not that uncomfortable. It's the best time of your life. You'll be glowing. Wrong, and wrong. Here's what to really expect when you're expecting. Number 1, it can be hard to even get pregnant. We were told all through high school, if you have unprotected sex, you will definitely get pregnant and die. Sure, it can, and in my public high school often did happen, but it can take months, even years, for a perfectly healthy young couple to conceive. At the age of 30, out of 100 couples trying to conceive naturally, only 20 will conceive within 1 month, and around 85 will conceive within 1 year. Many couples spend years doing everything they can to not get pregnant, only to then spend years trying to get pregnant. It can be a super tough time on the couple, who are often suffering in silence. Number 2, it can be hard to stay pregnant. Sometimes nature is a complete asshole. You've spent months or years trying to fall pregnant and it's finally happened. You're so excited. You start planning names, telling family the good news, imagining the life ahead, when all of a sudden, back to the start of the first mission. Speaking from experience, it's impossible to describe how devastating this is. Nobody really talks about it, but miscarriage is very common, even if you're in those prime baby making years. To reduce your risk, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, weight and diet is the most important thing you can do. If you're having recurrent miscarriages, go see a medical professional. Just on these first 2 points, which are super depressing, sorry about that, please be aware that your friends may be trying to have children with no luck. So please try and avoid the classic, "Why haven't you guys had kids yet?" question at social gatherings. We know you mean no harm by it, but it can make the couple feel a little awkward. Number 3, pregnancy is long and messy. Not surprisingly, making a human inside of another human takes a huge toll on the body. Things start moving, not working, squirting, in things start to become out things, and everything hurts. Nearing the end of my wife's first pregnancy, she gets super pregnant. She said to me, if anyone looked at my Google search history over the past 8 months, they would think I was the most disgusting human ever. By the end, most women can't wait for it to be over. Be prepared to be uncomfortable, sick, and cranky. Partners, be prepared to be more supportive and thick-skinned than you've ever been before. Number 4, the birthing process is also long and really messy. Don't expect it to be like the movies. Every birth and labor is different, but the whole process can take anywhere up to and over 24 hours. It can be messy, bloody, and extremely draining, both physically and emotionally, for all involved. The good news is, a lot of that is quickly forgotten once baby arrives, who will also be messy and gross looking. Think of this like hitting your first checkpoint or save point along the quest. You'll be glad for the breather. They don't tell you. Newborns. They're so beautiful. The hard part is over now. She looks just like you. Wrong, and I sure hope not. Number 5. Newborns and infants are just messy. As previously mentioned, they're not the prettiest things when they first come out. People like to pretend they are, but they're definitely not. Depending on the birth, a newborn can be bruised, have a misshaped head, and be covered in a gooey substance. This is all very normal, and they start to look almost human shortly. But it doesn't end there. New parents are often shocked at how messy babies are. Babies may be small, but they can poop and puke like nobody's business. Your stomach gains superpowers in the first few months. What you would never be able to handle before all just becomes part of the routine. Number 6. Everybody's an expert. You're a noob. Consider yourself warned. On every topic, be it feeding, sleeping, wrapping, carrying, playing, whatever. Everyone else, even those without kids, is an expert. And you don't know shit about your child or parenting. Even when you try to educate yourself a little bit, you'll find contradictory evidence for every side of every argument, no matter what topic you're looking into. My advice, for what it's worth, try a few things and figure out what best works for your family. As long as you're not doing your child or yourself any harm, this is usually the best way to go. Don't always trust the experts. This definitely does include me. I've worked with so many high-ranking child and parenting specialists who I would not trust my kids with for a second. Nobody knows your child better than yourself. Number 7, you may not love your child straight away, and that's totally okay. A lot of parents will talk about an instant and extreme bond with their newborn, and yes, this happens for a lot of parents. But for many others, there is a breaking in period where you're not so sure about the little screaming alien-looking thing, and you surely can't be expected to love it, right? You know you are supposed to love them because it's the right thing to do as a parent, but deep down, you know you don't. Does this make you a horrible person? Of course not. Think of having a newborn as the tutorial level. Side note, I hate tutorial levels. Driver on the PS1 scarred me for life. It's all new and different, and it's probably not showcasing the features that will make it your new favorite game. It takes the time and experience, struggling and fumbling your way through things for a lot of parents to start enjoying it all, and that's okay. Similarly, even as they grow, there will be times where you actually dislike your children. They can be really mean, and you will feel really guilty because of this. This, too, is okay. And believe me, you are definitely not alone. To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, The Shit They Don't Tell You, 12 Things New Parents Need to Know by Dan Schmidt with nerdfitness.com. I love how Dan doesn't hold back at all when sharing some hard facts about being a parent. The truth is that being a parent isn't always easy. And I'm going to be super cliche right here, but it's 100% the most rewarding role you'll ever take on. So thank you so much to Dan and the rest of the Nerd Fitness team for letting me share this one with you. And I look forward to sharing the rest of his reflection with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.